I just would like to say that since I've been among this people, there's been lots of changes. I went through a spell of time from 74 until about 81, and we went through commandments of men that put arrogance in us, and there has been changes ever since. There's been a change in me since I've been here in this meeting. And I thank the Lord. I thought while I was sitting up there after God healed me, when I came up here and got prayed for, God healed me. And it was instant. And I thought all the time we'll ask God, deliver us from our problems, deliver me from this, and all that sort of thing. But you know, He expects something out of us in return. And it would have been easy to have sat over there and not done a thing. And it's easy and it's fearful. All these brethren that have been in the ministry for years, that's a big shadow. And it's awesome. And I would not like to take a liberty that would not be mine to take, but I would like to just share with you just a little testimony. I came to the Lord in 1969. I had just come back from Vietnam from my second tour over there, and started to an Assembly of God church, and every time I went, I hit the altar bench. And I mourned and mourned and mourned, and they even set aside a night for me to get the Holy Ghost. And some of them had such a bad breath, I couldn't concentrate and die and get the Holy Ghost. And I don't know if you've ever had that problem or not, but I did. And something had happened that broke my heart utterly. And sounds would come out of me that were worse than animals. And I took a 2-week leave from the air base in New Mexico, Cannon Air Force Base. It's about 115 miles from Amarillo, Texas, and that's where I'm from, by way of marriage. I'm a South Carolinian by birth, Texan by choice, and you sang a song, and I would like to make a request. Next time you sing that about Tennessee, Kentucky, and all that, put Texas in it also. And New Mexico, I don't know if they put New Mexico and the others in there or not, but it's okay anyway if you did or didn't. A little humor is all right. I'm not very humorous sometimes, and it's good. It kind of loosens you up somewhat. But back to my story. I went up to see my sister. I took a week leave and went up to Kansas City, Missouri. I call Missouri misery, because when you go up there in the summertime and it's hot and humid, it's misery. And I went to see her. Her husband was in the Air Force, like myself, and he was in Vietnam. And I had come back, and I wanted to be comforted, and she had led me to the Lord. And she was one of my favorite sisters of the three, and I don't mean to make a difference in my sisters, because I love them all, but she was close to me because of what she did. And while I was there, I hate to tell this part because it's almost embarrassing, but I wanted to pray, and I wanted to be by myself. I wanted to begin to lift up my voice unto Jesus and to begin to feel something. I wanted the Holy Ghost. I had in, Clovis, New Mexico, I'd gone to another Assembly of God church, which was closer to my house than the one I was going to. When I told the Lord, I said, I passed a little church, 11th and Oak. I'll never forget that address. I said, Lord, I'm going there. And that's the one I went, kept going to the altar bench. But there was a big one near where I lived. And I had gotten permission from Brother Sassy, which was the pastor at that time, to go in the prayer room. So I would take the clothes at the house, I'd take them over to the laundromat, which was right beside the church. I'd put them in the washer and wash them, And then later, after praying a while, I'd run back, take them out of the washer, put them in the dryer. And I can remember when the Spirit of the Lord came upon me and my hands, it was like someone was taking my hands and clapping them. And oh, that exhilarated me. I never felt that in my life. You know, there's something about the genuine Spirit of God. When it begins to touch you, it'll begin to cause you something to break up inside. You'll begin to magnify Jesus. It'll begin to cause you to let Christ in you, your hope of glory, magnify His Father and lift up His name. I thought of Jesus when He said, if I be lifted up, I'll draw all men unto me. And while I'm here, I'd like to lift up His name. This morning I woke up and I was hot. I couldn't even hardly walk. My legs felt so weak. And I didn't know I had a fever. But one of the brothers shook my hand. He said, man, your hands are hot. But when I came up and got prayed for, that left me. I don't take any credit. But I'd just like to say that I wasn't a doubting Thomas today. Do you know sometimes we'll let old Adam be a doubting Thomas rather than knowing that God is God. He is God. And He owns the cattle of 1,000 hills. And He owns the 1,000 hills beside. And it says He sits on the circle of the earth. He's got to be a big God to do that. And He holds the winds in His feet. Blessed be the name of the Lord. I love the Lord. And you know the greatest thing that you can do to show Jesus that you love Him is to walk uprightly and do what He wants you to do. And I haven't done that. And I came here full of condemnation and guilt. I'm just confessing that it's good for your soul. And I appreciate the Lord. I appreciate the love and care that I've received here. Don't you? The people showed me love and care since I've been here. Of course, there's a song I want to sing, but I'm afraid I can't do it. A young lady wrote it. Sister Judy, would you help me? See, I'll be quiet and let her sing it. Isn't that way good?